This is an R Media podcast. Marie-Claire presents You're Gonna Want to Hear This.
I clipped the wheel in front of me and boom, my helmet fell off and I smashed my head on the left very badly. I did so much damage to my brain that I caused all my connections to go. So I don't have many at all anymore. And it's hard because it's given me lots of things like my emotion and behaviour. It's affected a lot.
Take me back to winning gold.
Wow, okay, that was like the most incredible moment of my life.
Hello and welcome back to You're Gonna Want to Hear This, the Marie-Claire podcast where smart conversations are always in style. I'm Georgie McCourt, the editor of Marie-Claire, and I am so happy that you're joining us. There are some stories that completely stop you in your tracks, and not just because they're extraordinary, but because they're almost impossible to comprehend. Alexa Leary's is one of those stories. At 19, she was living in the Gold Coast. She was a rising triathlete. She was fast, unbelievably determined, and she was chasing a future that felt very much within reach. Until, in a single moment, everything changed. A catastrophic cycling accident. A traumatic brain injury so severe that she was expected to not survive. In fact, her parents were told several times to say goodbye. But guess what? She did. She survived. And what followed wasn't just a recovery, it was a second life, a new body, mind, and identity. She spent 111 days in hospital and rehab, learning how to walk again, how to talk again, and in so many ways, just how to be again. Today, you probably know her as the golden girl of paraswimming, the world record breaker, the Paralympic gold champion, also the one dancing on the podium in Paris. You might follow her online where she's built a movement around gratitude and resilience and perspective. But this conversation and her powerful new memoir, Sink or Swim, goes far deeper than what we see online. Let's meet Alexa Leary. Alexa, you have quite a story and you call it a second life, and it really is a second life. I want to go back to the moment that this second life started. What do you remember about the accident?
Whoa, so the accident, I don't remember anything about the accident or anything like that, so my parents tell me. But yeah, it was so terrible. It was really bad. But the day of the accident, apparently I was going out for a morning ride with A grade bunch, and I was all happy, ready to go hard, stay with the bunch. And I did. And I got to like a certain kilometers, and apparently I messaged my dad and told him, oh my God, I've made it with the bunch. I'm so happy. And I took my beanie off and I didn't tighten my helmet. So that was a bad factor that I did that.
So many people don't tighten their
Yeah.
helmet. Like, I don't ride like you rode, but like tightening your helmet is just something you think, oh, it's fine. It's a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't think much of it. I was like, no, it's all good. Anyways, and then off I go, and I was so happy. And my dad sent me this like little quote, like we were both so happy I just made it there with them. Anyway, so I was going down a hill going 70 kilometers an hour, and I clipped the wheel in front of me, and boom, I smashed my head on the right first, and then my helmet fell off and I smashed my head on the left very badly. It was not good at all. And on that day, weirdly enough, this is why they call it one of the biggest miracle days, is there's no reception out at Pomona, like none at all. There was a car coming down the hill as the accident happened. So they got some cyclists in the car and they took them out to like get reception because there was no reception. They called the ambulance, and the ambulance were just around the corner getting a coffee. They were just at the door, like just there. And even weirder, there was a cyclist riding up the hill that's a doctor on the day. And he put me in a breathing position because I collapsed my lung, like it was quite collapsed. So he had to put me in a breathing position or I'd die. And yeah, so then the ambulance came and my dad was riding down the hill at that point and he couldn't believe it was me. He was like in a shock from what I get told. He just couldn't come to terms with it. It was his daughter. And I got taken to Sunshine Coast Hospital, but that hospital said, oh no, she's so bad. Like we can't do anything. I was in ICU there, and they're like, we can't. So they actually life flight me to on the helicopter to Royal Brisbane Hospital. And they said I'd never make the trip. They said Lex is going to pass away on the flight, but I'm living. I'm
And
like,
that was what your family was told.
Yeah.
They were told
I won't make the flight.
you're not going to make it.
I made it. I'm like, yeah. I was taken to ICU for a month or so. I was there for a while. They never stitched my leg or anything. They had to really work on my lung and my brain. So I copped a severe traumatic brain injury on the day, and that's changed my life forever. And I had a collapse, like my collapsed lung. I had blood clots. I was not doing good at all. It was really bad. And my parents had to say goodbye to me 8 times, they got told, while being in the hospital, and to sign my life off as well. And then I also after being in the hospital, I had to go to Baru. And Baru is Brain Injury Rehabilitation Unit. So that was another whole thing that I had to learn how to cook and all that type of stuff. And yeah, it was just insane, the accident.
Walk as well,
Yeah.
when you first walked
Yeah.
after even to taking many steps back to even survive. Because the book is written, your amazing
Yeah.
book, which I'm looking at here, Sink or Swim. There's also the perspectives of your family, which is so beautiful, because this wasn't just your recovery, it was the people around you as well, your beautiful family. I mean, there seems like there's so much love in your family.
It's incredible. They're the reason why I'm here. All their support and love for me has got me to where I am. It's been incredible.
So you don't remember the crash, but people have pieced parts of it together for you. Do you think about the crash? People have told you about it. Do you think back to that a lot?
No, I don't, because I could never tell you I had an accident. That's the weird thing about my brain. I really destroyed my brain, that I'm living a second life, that my parents had to tell me. They have to tell me things, and I'm just like, whoa, that happened? I'm like, wow. And they show me photos of me in the hospital for 6 months and all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, that was horrific. That was actually really bad. Yeah.
You were 17 at the time.
I was 19. I was
19.
a month off 20. So I was basically 20.
Okay, because you
Yeah.
spent, was it your 20th birthday you spent in
Yeah.
hospital? Okay.
Yep. My 20th birthday. And it's really funny when I'm in there, I couldn't walk or talk, but I say this weird thing and how you say, dear Lex, and I say, dear Weenie. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I was gone. My brain was shut off and it was just not working. I was just, I was gone.
So as you've said, doctors told your family that you were likely not to survive. You are a very determined person. You've always been determined from a very young age, and you proved them wrong. I mean, sitting here with you, I feel like you were always going to prove them wrong. What were you like as a child?
Oh, I was just a go-getter. Obviously, I didn't stop. My ADHD kept me going. But I was just a little fighter out doing every little sport. I loved it. I just, jumping on the back of my parents at the bunch, on a riding bunch, because my parents are cyclists. So I was only a little girl and I forced my parents to get me on the back of the bunch with them. I was just insane. Just sport meant everything to me when I was little. I was just a crazy little girl.
So you were diagnosed with ADHD at 5?
Yeah.
Yep. And you went on medication?
Yeah.
And did medication, because I'm on medication for ADHD. It changed my life. As a child, did it change your life going on medication?
I think I would tell my mom I'm not taking it. I was so naughty.
Yeah, at the age of 5, yeah.
I was so naughty.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to. I was like, no. I was just that little kid that just didn't want to take it and just wanted to be me. I was like, I just want to be wild Lex. It's fun.
Yeah. And just running. Well, it sounds like you did so much sport that you got all of your energy out. In your book, you compare the brain to an iceberg, and the brain it's so fascinating. What have you learned about the brain since the injury?
Oh, the brain is an incredible thing. Personally, it's so incredible. And I did so much damage to my brain that I caused all my connections to go. So I don't have many at all anymore. And it's hard because it's given me lots of things like my emotion and behaviour. It's affected a lot, and my physical damage as well. So it's done a lot to me, but I'm lucky I'm here. I'm really lucky.
And you talk about in the book, so you wore a helmet. How long? It was a green helmet.
Yeah.
How long did you wear this helmet for in hospital? How much, like how many months?
So they had to take out my left side of my skull. They had to take it out and put it in the freezer for 4 months, 5 months. Yeah, because my brain blew like crazy. It went out of my skull, my brain. That's why I've got a really bad, severe traumatic brain injury. And, people think it's phenomenal that I'm here, the fact from my brain damage. But yeah, my brain went out of my skull. And so they had to put freeze my bone, and it was torn. So I actually, when they put it back in my head, it was fake bone, and I've got a little bit of my actual bone, but it was shattered from the accident. Yeah, it's
That
pretty
is
bad.
extraordinary that they were able to do that.
I know it, and then wearing that helmet, I had to, because I had you could see, my mum and dad would tell me, you could see my brain, like the outline of it when I had no skull in, and it was big because my brain blew so big. It's really wow.
It is like there's no.
It's
It's extraordinary.
yeah.
There was obviously the physical side of your recovery, but the mental side is enormous, and it's ongoing because you now have a new brain.
Yeah.
And that's why you call it a second life. Tell me about the anger and aggression, because that was part of how your brain shifted.
Yeah, it's really hard. So all my emotions went so heightened. So in a day, I could be sad, happy, angry, but they're heightened. So I'd get really angry. I'd punch a hole in the wall. I would get so angry, and my emotions would go insane. And it's like really hard for me. It's really hard. And it breaks me that, I've lost some friends from it and things like that. It's just killed me. And I've got a behaviour coach, and she's always on to go, and I'm only getting better. It's going to be my 5th year anniversary this year. So it's like I'm getting better, like to who I was like a year ago. Like I'm 100% so much better with my emotions.
So a behavior coach. So so when did you start seeing them, and what do they like? What does a typical session look like?
Yeah, so I've had a behavior coach since getting out of the hospital, because the brain doctor said I really did hit my head hard, and having 7 brain operations, they cut a little bit of my brain out. It was like I really did damage to a lot of things.
And you should be here. Like it's incredible that you survived. Like it just blows my mind.
So having a behavior coach, I just sit there every Monday and we just go through strategies and things, how I communicate with people. Because when I got out of the hospital, I couldn't talk, or when I was in the hospital, I couldn't talk or say anything. So I have to learn how to communicate with people properly. So that's how it is, instead of just getting angry for no reason. And I don't know why I do just get angry for no reason, but I'm like, why, Lex? But yeah, going to Charlie Teo was a massive benefit for me. He's improved me ridiculously.
Because you write about seeing Charlie Teo in the book, and he's incredible.
He is incredible.
How did he change your life? What did going to see him do for you?
So much therapy, honestly, so much going to their machine that they're just I don't know how to explain it. TMS it is, and it just shoots my brain to try get my connections back together, because they've all split. But I don't know, it's got me so much better. My emotions aren't as heightened anymore. So that's a great thing for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Do you take time, and I'm sure you do, to slow down? Because when your emotions are so heightened, I mean, we're going to get on to some of the incredible things you've done in the last 5 years, but do you make sure you have enough downtime for your brain to rest?
I try, but it's really, really hard. I just don't stop. I'm a go-getter. I'm like, go out and do this. I'm going to go for a run. Go to do this. I'm insane. I just can't rest. I don't even watch Netflix. I'm like, I can't. I just can't.
So, okay, so it's a balance of trying to find time to, and it sounds like your family, I'm sure, would try and put some boundaries in place.
Yeah.
Friendships change throughout our lives, and without traumatic brain injuries, friendships will naturally evolve, and some friendships, leave and new ones come. But I imagine your accident caused a huge shift in your friendships.
Yeah.
What did you learn about friendship through your experience?
Oh, it was so hard. I lost a lot of friends. They didn't want to accept or understand my brain damage of the person I am now. Like, I'd get angry for no reason and they'd take offense off that. But then I'd go happy, like instantly. Like, my brain and my emotions changed non-stop. But some of them didn't want to be there and be my friend. They just left. They just completely left. And it's hard. But, I'm only getting better. That's the biggest thing. I'm only getting better.
And I'm sure there were new people that came into your
Mhm.
life.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
I keep going back to a second life because that's the only way
Yeah.
to describe it. It's a completely new life that
Yeah.
you're living.
It is. It really is. It's weird to think about that, but it is a full second life I'm living. And like the friends I have now, they actually have more, they want to accept and understand my brain more and more, which makes me feel so happy that I've actually got that. Yeah.
What does a typical day look like for you now? I imagine it's very different to 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like to be in your brain every day now?
Oh, that's so hard because all my emotions come upon me and it's hard to know. Sometimes I'll wake up and I don't know where I am from the memory. My brain can be 51st state sometimes. It is a bit like that. Like, to be honest with you, I have the same order every day. I go to the same cafe. They know my order. I don't even say it. They just go, yeah, pay. My brain is 51st states because my memory of what I did to my memory is pretty bad. But yeah, I don't know. Every day I wake up, I've just always got to, be where I am, what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm just confused. That's what can happen. And I know I train hard. So my mindset there is always better, being training, just focusing on training. But yeah, it's really hard living with a traumatic brain injury. It's really hard.
Training has been such a gift in your life, even before the accident. You obviously were so incredibly sporty and get so much out of movement. Tell me about swimming, because swimming wasn't something that wasn't a path you were going down before your injury. So tell me about getting back in the pool.
So getting back in the pool, my neuro doctors said, Lex, like it'd be good for Lex to get in the water and swim or try to, because my right side doesn't physically work like as well as my left. So I'm now left-handed. I was always right-handed, but in the accident, because I destroyed my whole brain so badly, but mainly the left I destroyed, it went like opposite and makes you physically damaged on the other side. Yeah, it's really cool to learn. I had to learn that.
Welcome to the club. I'm left-handed, and I think left-handed people are brilliant.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so my right with me, I try and make my right work with me at times, but it's really, really hard. So yeah, when I'm in the water, that's what they wanted. But I know when my mindset was like, I want more than that. And funny enough, when I was in ICU, my dad actually got me a quantum healer to read the energies. And she said in ICU, Lex is going to bring home 3 medals at the Paralympics. She said this when I was in there. So funny enough, I
This is
did.
before you've even got in the pool. This is
Mhm.
before
Yeah.
you even started.
Mhm.
She came in and said that.
Yeah, and I did.
Okay,
And
I'm going to privately get her details after this chat because I need my future.
She's an amazing person. My quantum healer is amazing. And yeah, so funny enough, and I didn't even know about this. And then I said to my mom and dad, I want to go to the Paralympics. And mom and dad were like, what? Oh, really?
Because
And
you
I was
said
like,
that
yeah.
in your hospital bed. You just came out.
I didn't say that. She read it in my brain. She read
and then
it.
you said it.
I said after going to do like neuro, like from the neuro doctors trying to get my right side to work and, swim a little bit. I can swim, but I can't do the other strokes but freestyle, but that's fine. And I try my best. But yeah, so I was just that little determined little go-getter going, I want more than just, yeah, because the accident happened and it was a bit rough. Like everything happening, my life changed. And it was like, I need a goal. I need a goal in my life and I want to succeed for myself. And I just wanted the Paralympics and I wanted to win it. I was like, come on, Lex. It's all I needed.
Have you always been very goal orientated?
Yeah, since I was little.
It's so amazing that you went through such a traumatic brain injury and then you're still like, right, what's my next goal?
Mhm.
Like that's like you're such a fighter. It's extraordinary. I want to go back to school before we get on to incredible gold medals, which you were bullied at school, which so many people listening or watching, they also would have been bullied. How did that make you feel growing up? What's it like to be bullied?
So like growing up in primary school, I had the best primary school. I loved it more than anything. There was only a few of us. There wasn't all the boys. I was always hanging out with all the boys, and I had a few girls. There wasn't many in our group, in our class or anything, because we were back in Yamba. But it was just, I loved it. It was the fact that it just made me feel so good in primary school. I loved it, and it more hit when I went to high school. It just really hit me. I was always bullied. I was always picked on. I think they didn't like us hanging out with the boys. I was just constantly picked on. It broke me. But it gave me that little drive to go, well, I'm going to keep focusing on sport to get myself mentally better. And, but every day mum and dad had to come home. I was broken from all the bullying I got. And I got it quite badly. Like it was pretty bad, the things that they did to me. But I know that I just proved the world wrong going, well, you know what? Like, I'm going to fight my dad moved me to Noosa. We moved to Noosa and things like that, where I just started a whole little triathlon. I want to be a triathlete. And then the bullying, like it just kind of, went out of my head because I just forget about it and move on, Lex.
Sounds like sport has saved you multiple times in your life, like starting from school. You also experienced bulimia.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have experienced bulimia, and it's awful.
Yeah.
Tell me when that started.
Well, I can't exactly remember because of the brain damage and what it's done, but from what I get told from my parents, that it happened a little bit before the accident, but not much, only a little bit. And then after I got out of the hospital, I was starting a whole new life. Didn't even know really what any of that was or anything, but I come to terms with it. And I realized halfway, like when I in rehab at Pomona and everything like that, I realized I was like, oh my God, I'm getting bigger. I'm getting fat. And then I was like, I want to be mean to myself. And I just wanted to be bulimic. And it got really, really bad how I was doing it. But also looking off social media, looking off online shopping. It was like always criticizing myself going, look at them. They're skinny. Why am I not skinny? So that's what did bad to me. That's how it got me badly looking at that. And then I had to come to terms with it. After, how much training I'd do and stuff, I go, Lex, you're going to be bigger because you're muscly. I had to come to terms with it.
There's just so much pressure on women and young girls. And it's like I've got two girls who are 12 and 13, and that's like body image is the thing that scares me the most because there is so much pressure. Like to look at you, you're like this gorgeous blonde, beautiful woman. So the fact that even you have gone through these body image issues, where are you now in terms of at peace with your body? I don't know if any woman ever feels completely at peace.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your body now?
I think I'll always have body dysmorphia. I think I'll forever live with that way because when I wake up, I look in the mirror and I go, ew. And then some days I'll wake up going, wow, you look sexy. Like, I'm like, yeah. But then I'm like, nah. Like most of the time I'm just mean to myself, to be honest with you. That's the hardest thing.
The negative self-talk. I've seen a million quotes on Instagram. Like if we spoke to our friends the way that we speak to ourselves, like you never would. Like we're so mean to ourselves.
Yes.
But it's so hard not to be.
Yep. It's really, really hard.
When do you feel best about your body? What makes you feel good?
I guess like the training, when I'm like, really working hard, like training hard and doing all that, I feel good. Like I genuinely feel good. And when I'm loving myself, that's the biggest thing and hard since the accident, trying to love myself from what I went through and restarted a whole new life. Don't remember the old person I was. So I had no hair, had my whole head shaved. I was wrecked. So looking at myself, I have no license or anything because the neurodoctors don't want me driving because of brain damage. So that just broke me. But yeah, the love for myself is just the biggest thing that I have to fight with like every day.
Every day. And and if you think about your new life as in you're 5 years in, it's the beginning. We'll be right back with Alexa Leary. She's going to talk about learning how to walk and talk again, standing on the podium at the Paralympics. This is a story about what it really takes to rebuild a life. Stay with us. Take me back to winning gold.
Wow. Okay. That was like the most incredible moment of my life. Like, you know, I didn't care about the medal. I just cared the fact that I was there with my family, my coach, and they've got me there. And I don't know, it was just the best moment of my life winning it. I did have a cry. I was like, this is like the best moment ever.
I feel you have to cry.
I had
you
to.
have to cry. Totally.
I had to. No, it was just from how far I've come and how proud I am of myself to get there on that still like podium, and I was just incredibly proud.
It's like, tell me what goes through your head when you're about to dive into the water. What are you thinking about?
The fight to win. I got you, America. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to beat you.
I got you. Yeah, it's just a fight to win. Personally, every day of my life, I've always got to win the day. That's how I see it. You got to win the day. So every day I have goals, and I'm like, you got to strive and thrive to win the day, Lex. And I have to.
I love it. So is that something not just on the day that you won gold? That is every day.
That is
you're
every day.
I can.
Yeah.
Okay. So you take a moment to be like, that's positive
goals
self-talk.
every day.
Yeah. What about when you're in the water? It's just, I imagine it's just so focused.
Yeah, it is so focused. But I'm thinking about, you know, that end, the touch first. That's the biggest goal. But I just got to work on all like everything, the stroke rates, everything I've got to put in my brain to go out there and win it. It's a lot harder than people think. Like there is so much to do with swimming, like the stroke rates.
I think people think it's pretty
everything.
hard. I don't think anyone thinks it's easy.
No, it ain't easy at all. It's good though. I love it. I thrive off it.
What did your training schedule look like in the weeks up to winning gold?
Oh, hard. I was hard on myself. Like I was very hard on myself, being like, come on, Lex. And my diet as well. Like that was incredibly hard. I told myself, funny enough to tell you this, but I made a goal with myself on like December the 31st in 2023. I told myself, all right, Lex, you're not, because I love bubble tea. Okay, I love bubble tea, so I told myself.
My daughters love bubble tea. It looks disgusting.
I love it.
It looks
so
so
I
gross.
told myself, Lex, you're not going to have a bubble tea until you win gold at the Paralympics. And I set that mindset from December the 31st, 2023 until I won gold. And if I didn't win gold, I said I still can't have it. And I've got to wait 4 years to the Paralympics, the next one. But that was my biggest mindset, knowing I had to swim so hard to get that.
Oh my God.
I know that's such a random goal. There was other goals too, but that was just like a little, that's how much I'm strongly with goals. I'm like, Lex, fight for that.
So how quickly did you get a bubble tea in your hands?
The minute I got home. I've got a video and everything. It was the best day of my life.
What flavour do you have? They all look
pearl milk.
Milk.
Just
Okay.
goes
I've tried some of my daughters. They always are like, we're going to get bubble tea. What about the atmosphere and like the camaraderie with the other Paralympians? Because there's some beautiful photos of you all together. What was that like?
Oh, incredible. Like it always made me, like I'd always cry because I'd go, look how far we've all come, told that we couldn't get here or be here or walk or talk again. Like the fact that we're all here, I would always just have little tears. And I'd be like, wow, I'm so impressed and happy and proud of us all. I just loved it. Such a great little atmosphere. Just loved it.
Oh, it gives me goosebumps because every athlete has an amazing journey to get, to win gold. But like at the Paralympics, there has been such resilience and adversity overcome. Are there any friends that you are very close with or any stories that have stayed with you?
Oh, I loved it. I just, after the competition, we'd go out, we'd have some fun. We loved it. It was just so fun. I just loved it. We just did a good little bunch of paras. We just, I thrived off all of them. It was a great experience.
Oh, I imagine there's great friendships formed.
There is.
How did it feel to come home to Australia?
Oh, wow. I literally, the minute I got home off the plane, I was like, boom, I had media right in my face and like the cameras, and I was like, wow. No, it was awesome, mate. I loved it. And I don't know, I just felt so good. Like I achieved it. Like what I wanted, that was my biggest goal, to do it. And I did it. I loved it.
Has it sunk in?
Sometimes I forget, but like I try to tell my brain, like, Lex, you got to remember things. Like, look at some photos. It's okay.
It's extraordinary. I want to talk about bipolar because you were diagnosed with bipolar at 19.
Yeah.
And I think it's so interesting over the last 10 years mental health, it's so much more open. We talk about
Yeah.
someone's got bipolar, they've got ADHD, which I love because once
Yeah.
upon a time we never spoke about
No.
bipolar, or we were like, well, that sounds scary, we won't talk about it. Tell me about getting diagnosed at 19.
I don't remember, unfortunately, but just from what my parents tell me, I was just really down on life. I just was really not the Lex. I was just not there. So I just felt like my emotions were a little bit of a wave. So it was really, really hard for me from what my parents tell me. So yeah, my life was just a little bit like, on the low.
And so your parents have told you were diagnosed, and now, like, what's it like to live with bipolar?
Well, I don't actually live with, like, personally, it's not there anymore because I destroyed my brain.
Okay.
It's the bipolar doesn't no. I don't know how to explain it
God.
to you. From the brain damage I did, I hit a lot of like connections of my brain that tore them. So
Wow.
I don't have the same brain. So I wouldn't even say
So you
bipolar
don't
is
live
not
with
even.
bipolar
No, I
anymore,
wouldn't
and
say.
that's what.
I live with severe brain damage, and with severe brain damage, I destroyed all my emotions and behavior and everything else, like physical damage as well. But yeah, so I've got like every emotion in a day. That's what I've done the worst with my brain damage.
When do you feel the best? Like, what makes you feel like, if we talk about emotional regulation, when do you feel calm and happy? Where's your safe place?
When I've had a good day, I just sit back and I feel like I've done all my goals and all my jobs and I just want to sit back and chill. I'd have to say that.
Okay, but do you actually chill? Do you sit back and chill?
Yeah, I got to tell you, hell no. No, that haven't happened.
You're like, right,
Yeah.
I've done everything. I'm going to go for a run now. So.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, I don't chill. But I don't know, like, I would go out and get a bubble tea. Like, that's obvious. But I don't know. I don't really know how to
When
chill.
you're achieving, it sounds like you very much thrive off achieving. And I
Yeah.
can relate to that. Like, and
Yeah.
it feels good to.
Oh, yeah.
It feels good to achieve. Okay, so you came home with a gold medal. What were you like, right, what's my next goal?
Oh, gosh. That was a bit. Oh, how long ago was that? I got to think back. I forget things. Oh, my goodness.
Or now, sitting here today, what are your goals today?
My goals is just my book, to get people out there to have some more understanding about a traumatic brain injury and just how my life, I'm not just a girl who fell off a bike. There's a lot more than that. I'm living a second life. I've got support workers, I've got OTs, I've got a behaviour coach. I've got so much going on. Like, it's not just that girl who fell off a bike.
It's so important to raise awareness, because I have to
Mhm.
admit, like, even myself, until really reading your story, I didn't understand traumatic brain injuries. Like, you think, oh, okay,
Yeah.
you hurt your brain, but
Yeah.
understanding it is a second life. It's a new brain.
Yeah, it is completely new brain. And like, it's so hard. I won't lie. And I get pain in my head. Like, I get a pain in this certain spot in my head. Like, it's insane. Personally, it's really hard.
And the support that you need
Mm,
around you.
yeah, I'm very lucky for the support I have. Like, all my family, like, incredible. The fact that my parents, when I had the day of the accident, they stopped working. Dad stopped, and they all stopped, and they actually lived in a hotel right next to the hospital. And mum lived in the hospital right next door to me. And my partner my ex-partner Will, he also lived in there as well. And he was there. Like, they all stuck together just to help me live. Like, it was incredible, the fact that I couldn't even believe they lived next door to me for 6 months when I was in that hospital. And I don't know, I've just got phenomenal support. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, every day I have support, and it's insane.
Your parents and, your former partner, Will, I mean, how incredible. As
Yeah.
any parent would want to support their daughter. But I think that's what I loved most about your book, is that you do get the perspective of your parents, and that, like, hit hard,
Yeah.
having children myself, the fact that they were told their daughter wasn't going to live. Like, that's your worst nightmare.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I have some photos here
Yes.
that I want to show you, because I want to take our listeners and people watching into your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a photo of you and your dad. What do you remember about this moment?
That was probably like one of the greatest moments ever. The fact that I actually had done the New York marathon with my dad, and my dad is my best friend. He is the true reason why I'm here. He fought so hard, and I don't know, he is just my little bubble. He's just an incredible person, and
It's called Big Dog.
yeah, big dog it is.
on his vest, on his running vest, are the
It
words
was big dog, yes. And I don't know, like I'm so proud of us. Like I don't know, my dad's an incredible person.
So you ran the
And
New York Marathon.
I didn't run it because unfortunately my right leg doesn't like to work 100%. So funny enough, and I had the news halfway through it. I had to go to the side to go on the news quickly, then I'd go back out. Yeah, it was actually like, it was full on personally. But when I got to the 30 miles, my right leg was not happy. So Dad said, well, let's pull out, Lex. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. So I had to sit down. We had to I had to walk like on my knees, like not on my knees, but like bend down and walk because I can't straighten my leg because it will pop out. So it was so hard to actually finish it. I can't believe I did it. And I won't lie, this weatherman, he grabs me. He's from the Gold Coast, weatherman. He grabs me and goes, Lex, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. I was like, that's just giving me some inspo. Oh, yes. I got to keep going. I didn't even know him. He just runs past me from the Gold Coast. I was like, what? It's insane.
Oh my gosh. And so you made it to the end.
Yeah, I did. I was in a wheelchair for a few days after, yeah. As soon as after I was in a wheelchair.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
my leg was gone.
And your dad was by your side the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah, he was. We cried after we did it because we couldn't believe we did it. It was insane.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's such a beautiful photo. You're together, you're holding hands and you're both smiling. Like he looks like a beautiful, beautiful
He
person,
is.
a great dad.
Sure is.
Wow. How long after the accident was that? How many years?
That was only 4 months ago. I did this at the end of last year. Yeah.
You don't stop, do you?
No, I don't stop. I went to Worlds before, but then I'm off to go. Off I go again.
Oh my gosh, you really don't stop. Okay, I have another photo and it's of you hugging your mum and you're in hospital and it's obviously during COVID because you're both wearing masks and you have the helmet on, the green helmet that you had to wear in hospital.
Yeah.
Take us back. I know that you won't remember a lot of this, but what have you been told?
That's a really, really tough moment ever. And the fact that I'm actually hugging my mum because I know in the hospital my right side didn't work. Wow, it makes me teary looking at it. But yeah, that was a really, really hard moment of my life. And I don't know, my mum's there.
She's hugging her baby who she didn't think was going to make it.
Like that. Live.
She's hugging you for dear life.
And then I've had to wear the helmet because, I had to wear the helmet because of the no bone in my head. So it's just a wow moment. I don't know. It's very wow.
And you also, there's also the complexity of the fact that it was COVID.
Yeah.
So you're wearing a mask, your mum's wearing a mask. That just adds so many layers.
It does, hey.
Okay, now we have a photo of you swimming very fast in the pool. Take us back to this moment.
Of course. I reckon my mindset in that water is out there to win it. Go, go, go. Don't even look. Just go, Lex. Go for it. 100%. That's looking at this photo. That is me going, quick breathe, off I go.
Have you always been competitive?
So competitive. Every day I'm competitive. Even with my friends. I'm like, I am so competitive. It's ridiculous.
Not many people win gold medals. That's not the norm.
Yeah.
So your determination, it takes a very special kind of determination, fierce determination to win gold. And I can, And then you realise you've won. Do you just burst into tears then?
It takes me, so with my brain damage, this is something to say. So it takes me a long time to process. So when I touch, I might have won it, but I haven't processed it in my brain. It's like if I'm mean to someone, I don't intentionally mean to be mean. It just happens from the anger and how my emotions go really heightened. I might get so angry at someone, but then it takes me a little bit time to say sorry because my brain's very slow at regulating the emotion. And it's really, really hard to process for me. But yeah, when I won it, I assume I was like, oh, I won? Oh, and then I think it was a few days later. I think so, because my brain's really slow.
With that emotional regulation, I know you write in your book about how, and I don't know if you still have this, but you carried around cards. So cards explaining
Yeah.
that you have a traumatic brain injury
Yeah.
and you don't mean to be rude, or do you still, like, you don't need them
No,
anymore?
I don't do it anymore because I'm only getting better. So
Amazing.
I'm learning to be a lot better around everyone. Like, it's socially, I have to be. Like, I know that sometimes a few years ago, I walked into a shop, and if a chick was trying to help me in Glassons or somewhere, if like she was like, oh, they're just over there, I'd be like, if I'd go back at her. Like that's how bad my brain was, so heightened in emotion that I would always have retaliate. It was just silly. But
Well,
no,
it's not. It's part of, like, that was what your brain was
Yeah.
doing. And I know you write about in the book, like, you would also like touch people's boobs, which sounds funny. I mean, it is funny.
yeah,
And
but like that was like, yeah, that was a really, really hard thing for me. So when I got out of the accident, I literally, how do I explain this? It's like, so my emotions were so heightened. So it was very, very bad. That to the point I don't even know a lady. I don't even know anyone. I just walk up and touch their boobs for no reason. There was no particular reason at all why. I don't even know why I did it.
so it could be anyone on the street.
Anyone,
Like,
and I just go touch their boobs for no reason. There was no reason for it, and I just thought just go do it.
yeah.
That's how bad
It's
my
like, I
brain was
guess,
when I got out of the
it's a
hospital.
compulsion, like your brain's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's just my brain damage. Like, that's things that I want people to realize in the world, and that's a big thing that I'm down on. So there is Brain Injury Awareness Day, but there's a difference. So brain injury is what you're born with, but mine happened when I was 19 or 20. So it's different. I've got a traumatic brain injury. So there's actually a difference between it. So I'm trying to fight for a day in Australia to have awareness of Traumatic Brain Injury Awareness Day on the day of my accident. So July the 17th. I would like that to be a day to be recognizing us with brain damage.
It definitely needs to be recognized, and
Yeah.
just more awareness, because it does sound funny that you would just like touch random people's boobs.
Yeah,
But it's like, that's incredibly stressful for you and your family.
Yeah.
I imagine that people get quite angry.
and my
so-
mum had to go tell them, oh, she's
Yes.
got a traumatic brain injury, I'm really sorry. Like, mum would have to go tell them that. But yeah, it was just compulsive too. Like, it was just a bit too much, but I had to get on to stop. But then obviously my brain's getting better and better. So I knew that I don't need to do that. Like, you don't stop yourself, just stop.
Your amazing book, it's published tomorrow. This is so exciting.
I
Like, literally,
know.
it's on sale tomorrow, April 14.
I can't wait.
Why did you want to write it?
So after I won the Paralympics, we had like five companies wanting a book, but Penguin for me, and it was just an incredible moment that I got even asked to have a book about myself and my accident. I just thought it was incredible. So it just made me so happy to share my story. Just don't be hidden, Lex, because I've got to really say the truth. So that's what I love, that it actually happened and I have a book.
Did you feel ashamed of your story at first?
A little bit. Some things I didn't want to share. There's a lot of things that I didn't want to share, but I got to be the true Lex and be honest with life and tell people and help a lot of people too, like especially young girls. There's a lot that I will help.
The last question is, the name of this podcast is You're Going to Want to Hear This. And we want to get messages out to women, the messages that they need to hear. What is one message that you want our audience to hear?
The biggest thing I would have to say is to love yourself first. That's the biggest thing. I've got to see life every day. Look in that mirror and love who you are. And just accept. To be accepted. That's another big factor in my life. And then another big thing is, like, for anyone out there, is to try to learn and understand more about traumatic brain injuries. That's a big thing that I'd like to say for others around in Australia to learn about it.
Lex, thank you so much. It's been, love speaking to you.
No, thank you. I've loved it.
That was Alexa Leary and her extraordinary story of survival, identity, and what it really means to begin a second life. Her memoir, Sink or Swim, is out now, and it's one of those rare reads that really stays with you long after the final page. And not only because of what she's been through, but just because of how honestly she tells it. If this conversation resonated with you or with someone in your life, send it to them. These are the stories that expand how we understand resilience and each other. You've been listening to You're Gonna Want to Hear This, the podcast where smart conversations are always in style. And if you've loved this episode, make sure you hit follow and leave us a review. It helps more people to find the show. We'll see you next time. This pod was recorded on Gadigal land. We pay our respects to their elders, both past and present.